Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on Are We There Yet? A channel dedicated exclusively to expat lifestyle. As the title of this video suggests, today we'll be talking about the daily struggles and joys of being an expat. I'll tell you everything that I wish I knew before deciding to move abroad, so that you cannot say that you have not been warned. This is very likely applicable to every country that you're moving to, so no matter what your plans are, without further ado, these are the things that I wish I knew before moving abroad. The number one thing I wish I knew before moving abroad is to check out the place you're moving to before you actually move there. This one is quite vital, and a lot of people, at least students, because limited budget, will do that. They will apply for a university in a city they don't know, in a country they don't know. They will romanticize this place, and the first time they're actually gonna see it is when they're with their suitcases, ready to start the year and settle down. And this is quite weird, actually, if you think about it, because you also don't sign a contract for your flat before you see it. I did that way too often, and let me tell you, Google Maps and travel vlogs are not enough. You have to go, you have to explore the city, you have to get the vibe, because maybe it's not your cup of tea. And this is pretty important to know before you actually decide to go there and live there. The second thing I wish I knew is very related to what I just said, actually. It's you might not like your new home. It might be the city, it might be the vibe, it might be the culture, it might be the university, it might be something as peculiar as the weather, guilty, but you're now there and you don't like it and you're struggling. What I want to say is that it's okay to not like it. It's okay to say that this is not your cup of tea. It's okay to say bye and go and move somewhere else. You're not the first person to feel like that, and you're definitely not the last. The third thing I wish I knew is that integration can be quite hard. Depending on the country you move to, especially if you don't speak the local language, finding your own space under the sun in this new country can be hard. So of course, the number one tip is to start studying the language as soon as possible. But it's also important to know that a lot of expats are feeling the same way. So another important tip is to find them. Go and figure out where they are so that at least you can start hanging out with them. And then if you really want to integrate with the locals, definitely start learning the language. Because there's nothing more awkward than becoming friends with an Italian and being invited to a dinner with your new Italian friend and 10 of their other Italian friends. And although they will start talking to you in English, at some point it is inevitable that you're just gonna be standing there and just be like... The number four thing that I wish I knew before leaving for the first time, and something that I learned very, very quickly, is that finding accommodation is really, really hard. This of course depends from country to country, but for me the biggest problem was never to pick up my stuff and go. It wasn't finding a job, it wasn't getting accepted to a university, it was finding a place to stay. Through all the years, I unwillingly became an expert when it comes to finding accommodation. I've been through hell and back. I've been through scams. I've been through ridiculously high prices because everyone knows that you're quite desperate to find a place to stay. And especially if you're a student with limited budget, you're also risking to be blindly matched with a bunch of other people if you're renting a room. So you'll end up also with flatmates that you have never met before, and they're going to stay with you for a long time. And this can go both ways. It can be great, but it can also be quite interesting. So when it looks like you're about to give up, when all you want to do is cry, yell, scream, break things, that just means it's working. That means it's gonna happen, and this means that you're on the right track and you're soon gonna find a place to stay now. The next thing I wish I knew before leaving was that you're gonna forget your own language. My God, this one is a very big deal. When you go back home to your family on vacation, you are going to struggle finding the right words sometimes, especially, of course, if you do not speak your language very often abroad. I actually still think in Slovenian a lot of times, but getting the right words out of my mouth at the right time is sometimes a real struggle. It's quite sad, but it happens, so be prepared for that as well. Next up, did you know that you have different personalities in different languages that you speak? Research says that many speakers have entirely different personalities in each of the languages they speak. Yeah, that happens. The last thing and the best thing of being an expat that I wish I knew before leaving my home country, because it would maybe make me go even sooner, is that you are going to meet so many incredibly interesting people. Especially if you're moving from a country that is smaller than the country you're coming from, or if this country you're moving to is a dream destination for many people. Of course, this means that then a lot of people went through the same thought process as you did when you were deciding where to go. And this means inevitably that you are going to meet incredible people from all over the world with the most interesting stories and from countries you've never thought you would visit and you never thought you'd meet anyone from there. And this is just the most rewarding experience. I've met so many people, and people that I call the closest friends today are people who I would have never met if I had not left Slovenia in the first place. That's it. These are the things that I wish I knew before moving abroad. It's something to keep in the back of your mind, just so that you understand that the things that you're going through are normal. They happen to everyone. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to struggle, but it's also okay to feel good about your new home and the decisions that you've made. And I hope you learned something new. If you can think of any other things that you wish you knew as an expat before becoming an expat, please leave a comment down below so that other people can read it and learn from you as well. And yeah, that's it. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Are We There Yet, follow Are We There Yet on Instagram as well as on TikTok, and share this channel with everyone you think could benefit from such content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.